Okay, welcome back to Parapod. Today I'd like to present our newest design we call EggPOD. EggPOD, okay, basically it looks like an egg, okay. From the outside, just look at an egg, but if you look carefully, actually it's a two-layer eggs. So basically you can call it eggshell, basically two eggshell, right? To assemble together to form a double layer cavity. Yeah, and so this is it. Yeah. Initially, we didn't have this plane, so I added this plane so that people can see. It's there's more. There's actually more underneath. Let's see, we can see that. Yeah, there's more underneath. Later on, I'm gonna show, right? But right now, I like to just present this part. Then I'm going to mention what is underneath. Um, so basically, the idea is to create an environment that is suitable for iAVS Sandponics. If you study iAVS Sandponics, you learn that this suggests that the fish tank to be tapered, to be better, to be pointy in the center. There's the steep slope, so that the fish pool will be automatically gathered at the center by gravity. Okay, so because of that, Richard came up with this idea. Why don't we use eggshell, right? And then two eggshells forming this, this space, right? So that there's cavity, right, double layer cavity between the two layers, and but also there's a place for fish. To be used for fish tank, right? So we know the bottom is a perfect space for that. So that's why he came up with this idea. And then because this is a vertical structure, there's not a lot of space inside, right? So for that, we're gonna borrow part of the cavity to create the bubble box space. The space for our bubble generator. Yeah, actually this part. Okay. So basically, we use the double layer cavity. At the bottom, we create a space, enclosed space. The bubble generator has to be enclosed, right? Sealed, actually. And then the bottom, there will be an opening for us to place a fan there, and then to that the fan bring air, right? Push air into this box. Then the air has no place to go but to go through the screen. So the screen is wetted with soap liquid, and then for that reason, lots of bubble will be produced, and the bubbles will be guided. We create this divider, this vertical dividers to guide the bubbles, so that the bubble won't spread everywhere, but but to go up to the top, very top, and then from there, and then they spread all over the place, right? So this way, we can make sure the bubbles will totally fill the entire double layer cavity. For those who understand this parapod with SolaRoof technology, you know that we always create a passage, right? We always create path for bubbles to flow, to be guided, and to flow in a certain pattern, so that without that certain pattern, or laminar flow, and then won't fill, or it's hard to fill the double layer cavity. As long as you have the so-called dead space, dead corner, and then that space is occupied by air, and then there's no way to move that air, and that space will not be filled by soap bubbles. That's the problem. So that's why we do Richard came up with this design, and also besides making a space for bubble generator, we also need a door, right? Need to access the two, the grow bed, right? Two grow beds, and also the fish tank, right? So for that reason, we simply use. So this is so the lower part is for bubble generator. The top portion is basically a door. The whole thing can be the door, right? The hatch door, right? So and can be automated. Just like a certain door for a car, right? It's just swing up, right? So you press a button, this thing will swing up, and then you can access to two layer grow bed and also to fish tank. So very easy, right? Yeah, that's the whole design. Very simple. I would say this is genius. This is a super design. It looks nice, right? It's an egg give us the no give us the idea that this is a opportunity for rebirth, right? I mean, the egg give you that that concept, right? Understanding, yeah. So anyway, so this is our EggPOD, right? EggPOD, yeah. So and so it's just but then it now comes the question where you place the soap liquid, right? Because here we don't see that soap reservoir. So so then for that reason I'm gonna review that. So for that I'm going to temporarily delete the plane so that we can see what's underneath. So and this is it. Yeah, that's underneath. Basically, the underneath is for soap reservoir. Let's just use this to see it fully. Let me remove also the lines so that we can see better, right? So as you can see, the bottom is literally just soap reservoir, right? It can be transparent or it can be opaque, doesn't matter, right? If you don't want to see it, then just use opaque, right? We suggest even to bury in the ground, depending how you do it, right? You can bury in the ground, so that's the best way to hold the structure still, right? And to anchor everything. Also, you want to present it, right? If people see it, then you can build above ground, right? Another way is to, people have deck, right? And the deck, usually there's a space between the deck surface and the ground, right? So you can simply hide the bottom, soap reservoir underneath the deck, right? And that's another way of no digging, right? You don't have to dig, but to use the deck to hide it, yeah. So this way you have this egg like floating, right? Floating on the platform, and also you can raise golden fish, right? You don't have to eat the fish, right? You don't have to harvest the fish, but just use the fish, the waste from fish as the organic fertilizer, and then for growing, right? So this way, it's very good, right? Looks very good. And now I like to see the different parts, present the different parts. Let's look at this scene. So this way, this shows that we remove the the top, the head, right? So and we see that because to blow mold or cast this type of structure, it's hard if it's enclosed. So we can cut it in two halves, right? So that there's top right portion, there's a bottom portion. So we remove the top portion, both layers. Now we see this, right? Two grow bed and fish tank, and then rest, right? And then we keep removing, then removing the grow bed. We see this. There's a central post, and this is relatively thick and strong, and because everything is the weight is on this post, right? Um, we forgot. I think we forgot to mention. Did I mention? Yeah, to add the stability to the grow bed, we suggest the edge, the bottom edge. We can install three rollers. Yeah, three rollers, so that the whole thing can spin but without swing around, right? And the same thing over here. You can change, either make a grow bed that fit this profile, or you can add the roller at the top, right? And then that way the whole thing can spin, right, like the carousel. And this way you open the door, right? You don't need to go to there's no way to go to the other side, right? But you can spin the disc, right? Spin the grow bed, and then access to whatever area you want to access to. So that's what it is. Yeah, removing everything but the post, and removing the post and the ladders, and now the removing the top portion, and then you see the soap reservoir. So as you can see, this is very large soap reservoir. So for that reason, we suggest you can simply use a cylindrical container to as the soap reservoir, right? So that's it. Yeah, that's the new design we called EggPOD. Yeah, EggPOD. Hope you like it. And we know for this type of structure, it's relative easy to make. So if you like to be the first one to make this structure, contact us, talk to us. Okay, we love to share this, show the details to those who are truly interested. Okay, oh, see you next time.